We have a lot of respect for the car companies in China. They are the most competitive in the world.
There's a potential here for new General Motors, for new Fords to emerge, and for China to be a dominant player.
When it comes to the worldwide sales and deployment of electric vehicles, China is far and away in the lead. It's no longer a secret that the nation currently has roughly 5 million EVs, accounting for more than half of the global total. In the race to make EVs, it's hard to see how anyone could catch up to China. But have you ever wondered how China came to dominate the world of electric cars? Join us as we take a closer look at the largest EV market in the world. The rise of electric vehicles in the green transition. The worldwide movement toward a greener economy and a reduction in carbon emissions relies heavily on electric cars as a key component. Because of the fact that they have the potential to drastically cut carbon emissions, they are now receiving a lot of attention for this reason. But why are we putting so much emphasis on electric vehicles when there are other, more substantial contributors to carbon emissions, including manufacturing and supply chains? The answer may be found in their practicability from both a technical and a business perspective. EVs provide a feasible and cost-effective answer to the problem of lowering emissions, which is why governments all over the globe are focusing their attention on these vehicles. EV market China has built a lead that seems impossible to overcome after 10 years of careful planning, record-breaking spending, and a lot of help from both the national and local governments. The different approaches, EU and China, Europe and China, two of the biggest players in the EV movement around the world, have taken different steps to speed up the move to more environmentally friendly transportation. In the beginning, the European Union (EU) focused on making it easier for people to buy environmentally friendly cars, such as fully electric and hybrid types. This strategy was meant to make people want better ways to get around and encourage the building of a complete charging infrastructure. Now, the EU is slowly shifting its focus to increasing the production and use of fully electric cars. This is a clear sign that it wants to cut carbon emissions and move toward a cleaner automobile future. China, on the other hand, has tried more than one thing to get ahead in the global EV market. The country has not only put a lot of money into making electric cars, but it has also encouraged people to buy them by giving benefits to both makers and buyers. Tesla's huge success in China, where the electric car company has a big market footprint, is a great example of this approach in action. China is now a leader in the electric car industry thanks to its two-pronged strategy of encouraging both production and usage. Because of this, it's clear that the EV market is just starting to grow, and experts in the field are expecting a big jump. Actually, predictions show that sales of electric vehicles, which made up only 4% of all car sales in 2020, could skyrocket and reach an amazing 70% of all vehicle sales by 2040. This shows how drastically and continuously the global automotive landscape is changing. China's dominance in the EV market. China's electric vehicles are outselling those from other nations in the European Union, Australia, and Southeast Asia due to their lower prices. Many companies in the EV industry are concerned that Chinese brands may eventually monopolize the market. According to the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, China overtook Japan to become the world's biggest producer of cars in the first quarter of this year. This was due to strong demand from Russia and a growing interest around the world in EVs. China has a large and easy-to-reach charging system that is one of its best features when it comes to electric vehicles. The country has the biggest network of charging stations for EVs in the world, making it easy for EV drivers to find places to charge. This large network is a key part of easing worries about range anxiety and further promoting the use of electric vehicles. China is also the biggest player in more than just putting together electric cars. The country has also made a big name for itself in making battery parts. Because they have tight control over raw materials, China has over 60% of the world market for battery parts, which are the building blocks for electric car powertrains. Exports of passenger cars rose 72% in the first 8 months of the year to 2.3 million cars, with electric cars making up a quarter of those. This information was provided Friday by the China Passenger Car Association. EV market winner BYD shipped more than 25,000 cars in August alone. Tesla China came in second with 19,465 cars. Dylan Koo, an EV industry expert at New York-based ABI Research, said, "Overcapacity, economic slowdown, and the highly competitive automotive market at home are making Chinese carmakers look overseas for sales. They see Europe as a good market for EVs because there aren't many protectionist policies there." China sent more EVs to 9 European countries in the first half of the year than they did in all of 2022, according to the China Passenger Car Association. And the number of Chinese cars brought into the EU has quadrupled in the last 5 years. A new estimate by UBS says that by 2030, Chinese automakers could see their part of the global market double, from 17% to 33%. European companies would lose the most market share. Geopolitical risks and global supply chains. The continued growth of the EV market has brought to light a number of global issues. For example, governments around the world are paying more attention to problems related to supply chain security. In this situation, one of the biggest worries is that more and more important battery parts for electric cars are being made in China. Because of this, there are concerns about the EV supply chain's durability and the political risks that come with it. The fact that China makes a lot of battery parts is making people more aware of the fact that EV batteries could become a new source of global conflict. This weakness is similar to the problems the chip industry is having right now, where supply chain problems and international issues have shown how important it is for global supply lines to be diverse and strong. In this changing environment, states are thinking about ways to lower the risks and keep their EV supply lines safe. Some people are looking into ways to improve the country's battery-making skills so that they don't have to rely on foreign suppliers as much. Others are trying to make foreign relationships and alliances that will make the supply chain more diverse. As countries try to figure out how to handle these complicated situations, it becomes clear that making transportation electric has effects on more than just the environment and the economy. It also has global effects that need careful thought and planning. To make sure that electric cars have a safe and healthy future, governments and industry partners need to find a way to balance the environmental benefits of EVs with the global risks in the supply chain. The global push for electric vehicles. In the U.S., different government and state benefits have been put in place to encourage people to buy electric vehicles. Some of these benefits are tax breaks for buying electric cars and money for research and development in the EV field. In the same way, New Zealand has started programs like discounts on electric car purchases and the building of charging stations to encourage people to switch to electric transportation. 1 out of every 4 passenger cars sold in China is an electric vehicle EV. This makes the country a real success story when it comes to EVs. There are no signs that this trend will slow down. In fact, it's speeding up at an amazing rate. To encourage people to buy electric vehicles, EVs, the Chinese government has used both carrots and sticks to change the way cars are made. For starters, they've offered carrots like tax breaks, buyer rebates, and bonuses for manufacturers. These have made electric cars more appealing and more cheap for consumers. On the other hand, they've used sticks by making it less appealing to own a gasoline-powered car and punishing cars that use a lot of gas, which has led to a move toward cleaner, more energy-efficient options. Governments around the world use rewards and disincentives as strong tools to shape the future of transportation in this ever-changing world. As the switch to electric cars continues to take shape, these tactics will become even more important for lowering carbon pollution and making sure the electric vehicle market stays alive. The success of these programs depends on finding the right mix between stopping people from using gasoline-powered cars and pushing people to buy electric cars. What do you think about China's rapid rise in the EV world? Are they setting an example for the rest of the globe, or do you have concerns about this dominance?